We are back in business. This is a little extra.
Extra. Read all about it.
There's always got to be several obstacles we've got to jump through before we get there. What do you know about hustling?
Oh, sure.
And I'm like,
back down.
Step back. We did have our first name.
Honest Hustle. But what we didn't realise, but where we felt we were safe. So then what did we do? What did we do?
We got
the merch. We decided to do some bit of merch, spend a bit of money, didn't we? Any new business idea, you have got to take the risk and just do it. You've got to run with it. Okay, let's go. So this is a little one that we've sneaked in, really.
This is a little extra.
Extra. Read all about it.
Tell us what's been going on.
What's been the obstacle that got in our way?
Oh my goodness. It's always one thing I just want to put out there. Whatever we do, doesn't matter whatever it is, there's always got to be several obstacles we've got to jump through before we get there. Mm-hmm. Always with anything. And this is exactly the same. You know, it was all going lovely, doing our recording, getting everything printed and all that lovely stuff. Beautiful. But no, we had a big obstacle in the way, which was what?
Right. So the first two things that's happened, I feel like we need to, podcasting was something new to us, wasn't it? It's something really new. And it has been quite challenging. You might see us be stiff as a board and not knowing how to hold ourselves, not knowing how to talk. We're winging it, and we're doing our best, because any new business idea, you have got to take the risk and just do it. You've got to run with it. So this was a risk we was taking. We was like, let's just jump straight into it. We don't know. We know about podcasting, but we had fear around it. How are we going to show up? And we practiced many times at home, and we love to talk. We love to talk.
We do love to talk.
And we love to share our story. But we never knew much about it, did we? But the first thing that happened was we had our name, and we loved our first name, didn't we?
Yeah.
I can't even remember. It's Honest Hustle.
Hustle.
My goodness. We loved that name because we felt we was honest.
Yeah.
And we thought that we hustled, don't we?
We have to hustle. We say, because I've had a few people saying, what do you know about hustling?
Oh, sure.
And I'm like,
back down.
Step back. And what that is because what I just said about the jumping through hoops. Like we have had to hustle our way to get the end result, whatever that might be. So that's us hustling. That's us hustling.
Yeah.
We've had to hustle our way through. And yes, we did have our first name.
Honest Hustle.
The Honest Hustle.
The Honest Hustle. And we did check. We trademark-checked it all, and it was all looking good. But what we didn't realise, which we've learnt now, and like we said throughout, you have to do it. And you have to learn by your mistakes and your failures. I don't call them failures. I can't even say the word failure. But that's how we learn and grow. But we did not look an America trademark, did we?
We did not.
And we created our Instagram, The Honest Hustle. We got so excited.
Yeah.
And then we got a notification, a long message, and we were soon to find out that it was trademarked in America. And we could have went with it, but we don't know how big this is going to get. So we was like, we don't know how big we're going to get.
Exactly.
So we ain't really one to fight. We want to love, and we want to work in collaboration with one another. So we was like, no worries. It's thank you so much. That's one thing that we do is we turn anything negative, we turn into a positive. So we might we spend very, very little complaining. What's the point of complaining? It is what it is. Let's not waste any energy. It is what it is. We can use it if we wanted to. But whilst it was really early days, all we had was an Instagram, and all we had really was just us using the name. So we then decided to think of a new name. And then we come up with
Real Talk, Real Hustle.
Real Talk, Real Hustle. We were so excited with it, weren't we?
Because we still wanted the same element.
Yeah.
So the Honest Hustle. Are we allowed to say Honest Hustle while we're saying this?
Of course we are.
Yeah.
Of course we bloody are. Yes. We ain't in no legal battle or anything. We never got no legal.
So, I was thinking, oh God. So we still wanted the same concept, the same element to it. So then now it was the Real Talk, the Real Hustle.
We liked it better.
Was like, do you know what? It is the Real Talk. And we're not all polished off of it. You know, we do say how it is, and we don't get it right, and we have made loads of mistakes, and we're telling you raw, that's how it is. And then obviously just still about the hustle side of things. So we was happy with that. And we was like, right, we're keeping to that. Everything seemed good, didn't it?
And then what we thought, let's trademark it.
Let's get it trademarked.
Let's get this trademark this time. We're not going to say nothing. But we did make a few mistakes. But then when we trademarked it, and then we searched, didn't we, for the trademark, and there was no Real Talk, Real Hustle. So we run with it. So we put our application form in.
Yep.
We searched in America, all over, and there was no other Real Talk, Real Hustle. There was lots of Real Talk, and there was lots of words, loads of different terminology.
Terminologies of it, versions.
But where we felt we were safe, we decided to trademark it, and we felt, well, we're safe. So then what did we do? What did we do?
We got
the merch.
Got all the merch.
We've got the merch. We decided to do some bit of merch, spend a bit of money, didn't we? Not a lot.
No,
but
not
Miss Expenses over here doesn't like to spend money.
No.
I do like to make sure we spend money in the right way.
Shall we say yes?
And then we got our merch.
So we've got our merch, we've got our mugs and a few things, and you know, and then one of the big thing that we had is we'd done our recording. You know, we'd done our recording with the Real Talk, Real Hustle, with, you know, our lovely sign. Can you remember the sign that we've had up as well? We had our sign, we've had the mugs, which was lovely. But what the problem was that we then got an email to say that actually we can't use that name because there's another name similar, so not that name, but similar with the word real. No, talk.
Real talk.
Real talk. That's both words. Real talk. It had real talk in it. Not the hustle bit, but the real talk. And so then there was a problem. We're like, and so we then, everything sort of had to come to a bit of a halt. But what our main concern is all the episodes that we'd previously recorded, are we able to use that? Because we've previously done it, we would not be able to use Real Talk, Real Hustle anywhere. So we're like, what we can do. So then it's put a pause on it because we did want to release our podcast, like we originally said, just after Christmas.
It was 6th of February was our release date, wasn't it?
So we was all planning on that, and then obviously we had to pause, but we had to put a little pin in it for a minute. Things don't stop us though. You know, directly get in contact with that company speaking with them but we had a deadline date we had to wait for, didn't we? And we decided that there was no point in doing any more recording until we knew.
Absolutely.
So we sort of hung on tight and was but still was looking at different names. We was thinking, we obviously had our Instagram up with it all, and we was like, so we just had to be a bit quiet just for a moment, didn't we?
Yeah, and this is something that we are a bit different, which does work because I go to the extreme worst circumstance. Is that the word?
Yeah.
So I always go to the worst thing that could possibly happen.
I'm staying positive. I still try to stay positive.
I am positive. I'm always positive, right? But for me, how my mind works is I look at the worst thing that could possibly happen, and then when I figure it out what the worst thing is, I then think, perfect, that's what it is. Then this is what we do. Then it gives me, because I'm quite like solution focused. So I looked at the worst thing that could happen, and then we was like, let's pause. So we did pause. We stopped poking the bear. We just sort of was quiet, like stoics. We just was very quiet. And whilst the trademark people did their thing, and with a trademark, you get... sometimes they just go through straight away. But with the trademark companies, what they do is they go through the computer systems and they work out with anything that's similar. And so it weren't the person who was opposing it, it was actually the trademark people that was putting a stop to it. And then what they have to do, is some of you don't know, then they have to write to that person to say to them, look, there's somebody trying to do a trademark over here. Are you going to be happy with the Real Talk, Real Hustle? Then that person then gets a period of time to oppose. And in that time, we can then negotiate or talk to that other person. which we did at the first instance, but then we decided to just go quiet for a little while and just focus on other elements of, Barney Bears, the businesses that we're sort of working on. And we stopped reaching out and we just waited. And like you said, we paused and we waited and we got to the date. And I feel like for me and for you, because when that happened, it stopped the excitement. I couldn't, and we both agreed, we both couldn't continue to record something in the hope that we would get the trademark. And I think that was the best business decision that we made. So we paused. And we worked on other areas, didn't we, of the business. And then, dun, 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 Sarah, what happened?
We got it through. So you got the email. You got an email come through, didn't you? To say that you then straight away we got our little WhatsApp podcast WhatsApp group, and then you was like, "Wow, we've got it done a little video for us, didn't you?" To say, and so it was like, we are back in business. We're back in business, and we was like, "Oh my goodness!" And that was the, like of just that lift of like, right, okay, so that was that last obstacle coming through. And I'm really pleased you just went through the steps, because not a lot of people know about the trademarks and about the name. Because we also, just to say, we did also do that with our Barney Bears Nursery name as well.
Oh, my word, yeah.
The amount of times that we changed that name, and not that we didn't change Barney Bears Nursery, it's always been there, but it was with an apostrophe, without an apostrophe, was nursery spelt with a Y, was nursery spelt with IES.
BB Nurseries.
We did BB Nurseries, meaning an abbreviation of Barney Bears Nurseries. But each time we done that, it cost us money. For us to chop and change, and it was one of them things, wasn't it? So then now this is another lesson learnt for us of how about trademark side of things as well. But you have to go through these motions to get them to that next stage. It's just one of them things. But even though we did our checks, but we are now back in business. We are the Real Talk, Real Hustle. We haven't got our lovely board up today because this is a little extra thing that we're doing, but we're back in business.
And the board, can I just say, this board is huge, and we have had to, I don't know how we managed bringing that board in, but we did it.
We did it. Transportation, we did. But this is just a little snippet, just so that you know, because it didn't get released when we said we was going to, but hold tight, it's coming to you very soon.
Thank you.
Real Talk, Real Hustle.